Sessions?
So we're not.
Any public comment for salary board?
All right, first off, with the property in Gerardville, if we would stop the sale of properties to out-of-staters, like I recommended years ago, these absentee landlord problems won't happen. Do what a lot of the municipalities do, make sure you have the property owner or the property manager within 15 miles of the municipality, and they're on the hook for things. That will cut down on a lot of this, but thanks for taking action on that for Gerardville at least. The climate survey, will that be released to the public when it's all finalized with the DOJ? And I think the reason why you had a decent turnout on it was because people are pissed. I mean, that's just plain and simple. And there's quite a few that were, I guess, scared to even do it, that I talked to. Well, you don't have a salary board policy, Boots, relax. You never had one in place. It was supposed to be provided to me, and there's nothing on record. The way that the laws are written, you can't enforce anything because policy, state law oversees the policy. So plenty of people were scared to even fill them out. The investigation that we talked about earlier, was that an internal investigation or is that an outside company doing it for Mr. Hatter? So you can't tell me who's doing the investigation? I'm not asking for details.
Yeah, you can.
I don't think I can.
Yeah.
Is it an internal one or is it an outside one?
You can't, it's, because it's in.
Last time he's had one on somebody else, he's announced it.
We can at this time.
You can.
This is just an extension of the 3 minutes from the last meeting. I don't understand why we're discussing.
Because you have no policy in effect and you're cutting off my time now. Understand what you're talking about. Let's go back to the tax claim and the salary board issues, okay? The reason why the office is in shambles is because of failed leadership. That's why people are leaving. Correct the problem and you won't have the issue. Get rid of her. When you're sending emails out about Boilo and Twinkies and not getting work done, and it looks like Mount Everest there with a pile of papers, no wonder people are leaving in droves. Larry, you went down and seen the mountain down there. Go down and talk to the people, ask them why they left. Did you just do exit interviews for these people when they left?
Yeah,
I'm sure they'll tell you.
you're off the beaten path here, but what's on the agenda for salary
Well,
board?
there is nothing on the agenda for salary board, it's very vague. But let's touch on the $45 an hour pay. Again, we're backdating, why are we backdating it? You guys sit up here and you literally have absolutely no clue what's going on with that consultant fee, $45 an hour. None of you had a clue.
Stop his time. That's not true. That was done in the designated contract, okay?
Then why are you sitting here asking questions? What's the cap on it? Oops.
You're asking a question. It was
Exactly,
done in the designated contract.
You have no idea because he's the dictator of, he's the one with the puppet strings, okay? $45 an hour, okay?
Jeff, your time's up.
That's not 3 minutes. He just said to stop my time, so he could interrupt me.
Just finish your sentence.
$45 an hour is ludicrous. Lou, what is his name? Tony Lou or whatever, he was at $40 an hour, not 45. There's not one of you sitting up there that have a clue what's going on. He's the one pulling the puppet strings over there. And Al Marshall getting paid $195 for labor relations. I overlooked that in the agenda. That's nothing like a kickback. I mean, what is this solicitor's office doing that they can't handle labor relations? That we have to hire another outside source? I mean, you can't even come up with a salary board policy for a month now. Because he's never had one in effect, but you wanted to keep enforcing it, remember? Being your dictator, you wanted to enforce it.
Okay,
But there's a policy, there's no policy in effect.
Jeff, you're over 3 minutes.
Okay, I'm gonna check that,
Okay,
because I guarantee you're wrong. First Amendment violation again. You're turning just like him, turning just like him. There's no policy in effect, Larry, you
but
can't
it's a
enforce
3
the
minutes,
policy.
it's a 3 minute thing.
Who
for
was,
public
who
comment.
was, who was clocking it?
Dave was, and
No,
you
he
said
wasn't.
you were over. Yes,
No,
you
it
were.
wasn't.
Did you clock it?
I'll be able to go back and look at it, I guarantee you're wrong.
Well, if I am, then you can have the remainder of the time at the next meeting.
Thank you, I appreciate
Okay.
it. Yep.
Any other comment from public salary board?
I heard that. Gotcha. Melinda Dybert, North Manheim Township. Can we get a copy of the job specs for that $45 an hour contracted employee and tax claim? I'm wondering, is she helping out at all with, Kent Hatter's responsibilities in tax assessment? So, Gary, do you have that? Do you have her contract or whatever, since you're the designee who's approving all of these things? Okay, no response, gotcha. That'll be another right to know.
Is he awake?
Okay, who knows? I'm wondering, Boots, do you know, did EMA assist with that Gerardville incident that you were talking about? Did our EMA department assist with the Gerardville incident that you brought up?
I don't know.
You don't know? Okay, good point. Still trying to figure out what's going on in Emergency Management Agency. On October 4th, 2023, so Larry, before you got on the board, and you may not have been paying attention to what was going on back then, but like I stated previously, I raised my objections at that meeting. It was a work session meeting that was held, but yet action was taken at a work session meeting instead of waiting and approving actions at the following board meeting, the following week. 5 positions were deleted, 5 positions were created. John Blickley was promoted to Director of EMA at a salary of $80,000, which is now with a 3% rate increase is probably around $82,400 now. $12,000 more than John Matz was making when he retired as Director of EMA. And he just retired in 2023. So after almost 20 years, or approximately 20 years of service to the county, John Blickley bumped on up. Nick Rosalavich was promoted to Deputy Director of Administration at a salary of $72,000. Now that's over $74,000 with a 3% increase. This was a $30,000 increase in one fell swoop to just 2 positions, 2 salary positions. And that is going to be continued year after year after year. I'm wondering, Tony, did anyone in HR conduct a salary survey to see what EMA employees, directors, you're going to find that the title Deputy Director, Schuylkill County is probably one of the only counties in Pennsylvania that has that title. Interesting. So, okay, so I'm just wondering, did anyone do a salary survey? You guys have got to do your due diligence. Thank you.
Any other public comment for salary board? Human Resources, Personnel Action.
We have one item in the Sheriff's Office, a wage adjustment for Jennifer Morgan, Sheriff's Captain, Civil. The hourly rate is $29.8168, effective 3/4/24. That is all.
Have a motion?
Motion adjourned.
Second.
On the question,
Commissioner Bedore,
yes.
Commissioner Heatherington,
Yes.
Commissioner Hess.
Yes.
Controller Yekenship,
Yes.
Sheriff Grudy.
Yes.
Any new business for salary board? Do I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.